16th of the 12th, 2025. The time is 20 minutes past 8. Forgive me, Lord, for I know not what I'm about to do. Jenson Button has been decrying the clickbait media, pointing his scopes at the one that they call Planet F1 Harder. We've got to talk about it because Jenson Button's going on like he's not an F1 driver. Come, media member, Sky Sports F1 internationally syndicated broadcast. We will talk about it, Turtle Dove, Edgar TMM, because it is really techier than techie things as far as hypocrisy is concerned. And you guys know that I'm allergic to some hypocrisy, particularly of the F1 variety. Here's what Oliver Harden wrote in his Planet F1 article, because it will get techie. We're going to have to go through it and react to it because I think Jenson Button's missed himself a trick. Now, Oliver Harden in his Planet F1 article, now revised by the way, says, come on, mate. Fernando Alonso offered advice by Sky F1 pundit. Goes on to detail exactly what was said in Jenson Button's interview. That he was talking about potentially Alonso wants to have some kids, right? Out of them, he will get himself some more joy. I'll pull out this. This is important because I want to. But I also think Fernando. Come on, mate, says Jenson Button. I'd like to see him with a bunch of little Fernandos running around, and then maybe they want to go karting, and then he can continue the journey. It's great that he's still competing and he's still so competitive. But for me, if my son or daughter jumped into a go-kart, that emotion would probably be more more than winning a world championship. Seeing them want to drive a car, whether they do or not, I really don't know. But that would be pretty cool. How? There's a thing called Grice's razor, right? When you pay less attention to the word, the semantics, and more attention to the meaning. How can Jenson Button say that and not think for a second, given the broader context that Fernando Alonso is 700,000 years old, that you're talking to retirement? Of course you were talking about retirement. Now, if you want to pay some saloon semantics for a second, Jenson Button, then that's up to you. Now, listen, this is what they've changed it from. Oliver Harden's caved to the intellectual F1 snobbery of so many F1 fans and changed the title. This was the original. Come on, mate. Sky F1's Jenson Button has told Fernando Alonso to speed up his retirement plans to have kids. Jenson Button, is your retirement plans if you're Fernando Alonso? You said it a gazillion times that he only intended on having children on the cusp of his retirement. So what are we doing here? This is absolute not. Honestly, I can't. Grice's razor, people. Forget the words that came out of Jenson Button's mouth. Of course he was having the conversation under the aegis of potential retirement. Fernando's 5,000 years old, for Pete's sake, of course. So what are you talking about? Clickbait media. Here's Jenson Button's response. And this is where it gets techier than techie things. Again, of course, the context is this. Jenson Button is now a media member, was once an F1 driver and world champion. Now, however, he's got to know his role ever so slightly, hasn't he? Look at this. Check this out. This is Jenson Button's response. Typical clickbait headline from Planet F1. Now, you know I hate the word clickbait. What are you talking about, clickbait? What if you think you're going to pay some bills, Jenson Button, if you're making some videos on YouTube and not trying to get people to click the video? Am I being nonsensical here? Have I lost the plot? Clickbait. What is he talking about? Jenson Button says typical clickbait headline from Planet F1 saying, come on, mate, that Jenson Button has told Fernando Alonso to speed up his retirement plans. Well, that's exactly what you did, Jenson Button. Don't saloon semantics me. He continues, does Jenson Button, that I never said Fernando should retire. Yeah, but you were talking about the broader context that, listen, Fernando Alonso said that he only intends to have kids on the cusp or after he retires. So what are we talking about here? Why are we trying to do one of these and all be abbots of unreason like we don't know the broader I just can't. I can't bear it. It's too much for my not insubstantial journalistic shoulders. Jenson Button continues, it was an interview about how good he still is and how having kids gives you a new sense of achievement. Even the smallest win for your kids means more than personally winning. Yeah, of course, mate. How very dare this dude. Oh, the clickbait media. To which thousands of F1 muggles came out and said, "Whoa, Jensen, very good, Jensen. You give it to them, Jensen Button." The clickbait media. "I'm unsubscribing from Planet F1. How very dare they twist a headline and cast us astray? How very dare they? The F1, the clickbait F1 media are absolutely clickbait. What are you?" The definition of clickbait is this: misleading by dint of a headline. Of course, some of these guys and girls are guilty of that. But this isn't the hill that you want to die. Not this time. Planet F1 absolutely said the right thing, because Jensen Button was, of course, the broader context. He was having the conversation under the aegis of what Alonso is going to do. Come on, mate, have some kids, aka retire if you're talking about Fernando El Plan Alonso, because he's told us that that was his intention. So what are you talking about, Jensen Button? Don't saloon semantics me or us or Planet F1. And Oliver Harden, bless him, the author of this article, just out here trying to pay some bills, and again incurs the wrath of the F1 Twitter thingers. How very dare you, Oliver Harden? I'm unsubscribing for what? To subscribe to who? All of these so-called pseudo F1 intellectuals have never subscribed to anything in their life, not even the internationally syndicated Sky Sports F1, which costs £90 a month. We'll get to that. Not Motorsport Magazine, not an Autosport, because Autosport are dying, zero financial resources because nobody subscribes to them. This is where the F1 abbots of unreason, the muggles that responded like that to Jensen. "Whoa, Jensen, you go, Jensen, get them, Jensen." They read Planet F1 because it is free. The levels of hypocrisy at hand here are techie. Jensen Button wants to talk about clickbait. Well, look at some of the Jensen Button videos. Sometimes you got to go away and do yourself some due diligence. Clickbait. Jensen, Martin and Danica react to the Las Vegas track safety issues. Look at it. Okay, so the headline, the title of the video is in clickbait, but you'd be forgiven for thinking that the top right is a Mr. Beast video. Look at the way they've framed it. Look at the surprise on their face. Clickbait. Now, some will say that clickbait only applies to the title of the headline. I disagree. Clickbait applies to the bloody thumbnail. Why? Because Sky Sports F1, the employer of one-time champion Jensen Button, want people to click the video. Why? Because that's how they pay their bills. Look at the bottom right. Jensen drives an F1 car through Melbourne, taken straight out of a Mr. Beast video, that thumbnail. And then check this one out. Look at the top right. Mr. Beast settings all day and week. Clickbait central. What are you doing? Because you want people to click and watch the video, because that's how you get paid. Sky Sports F1, you are no different, or Sky TV in this instance. Bottom right, will Lewis Hamilton retire from F1? Look at Jensen Button's surprised face. Clickbait. That's what clickbait is, Jensen Button. Don't be out here like you're some angel, like your employer never delves. There are a gazillion other thumbnails and videos out there like this with Jensen Button do the big clickbait. Please click on me. How very dare he? How very dare he pretend as if somehow he's immune from clickbait. Planet F1 with the clickbait headline. Well, Sky F1 with the clickbait thumbnails and titles. What are we doing? You are no different. I feel like I'm Joker speaking to Batman. You want to be like them, Jensen, but you are not. You are no. This is you and Planet F1 wade through the very murky waters of journalism. Sports journalism, sports debate in 2025. You are two sides of the very same coin. So how very dare you leverage god tier levels of hypocrisy to criticize Planet F1, who just like you and your employers, no less, in Sky Sports F1, are just trying to pay some bills. How very dare you? And it's not like Sky Sports F1. Listen, they try to do this holier than thou thing, that we're the internationally syndicated broadcaster. Thou shalt bow at our feet, bend the knee, because we are the internationally syndicated broadcaster, and our table is the journalistic table. Purple sector's market leading. If they did their job, if they were, let's say, a Matt Bishop writing for Motorsport Magazine, or a Pablo Elizalde, or even friend of the channel Peter D. Windsor, if they made and crafted these god-tier journalistic pieces and or broadcasting pieces, then I'd have to take two seats here. I'd have to shut my mouth. But when you deep it If you check the maths and do your F1 due diligence, you will see that Jenson Button has no right to call out Oliver Harden on Planet F1 because, like Bill Belichick said, he doesn't even do his job properly. Don't believe me? Well, I cite the clips. The legends over at Reserve Driver have done my due diligence for me. Roll the clip.
Watching the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Lukey boy, so much exciting on-track action. It was an incredible race, so much to be excited about. But Jenson Button, he was more excited about this.
Good evening to you all in Mexico, or should I say good morning, because guess what, Jenson Button? It's 11 o'clock for the race start in Mexico.
Wow. The 11 o'clock start in Mexico, that was what Jenson Button was most excited about.
Right down to the 11th hour, Tim.
Wow. But I was just excited to have Jenson Button back in the commentary box where he belongs.
You are a big butthead.
Okay, we're not going to say that. Jenson Button was all over the action in Saudi Arabia, all over Checo Perez's first ever pole position, and Jenson Button had nothing but praise for Sergio Perez.
I'm really proud of him. He's worked so hard in this team, most of the time.
Oh, Jenson, what a low blow.
Oh, gee.
Some commentators provide analysis, Lukey boy.
Yep.
Jenson Button provides anecdotes.
Yeah, 3/10 in the first sector. It's hurting Max quite a bit. I remember it was back in 2010. I ran a high wing around Monza.
Wow, what a story. A high wing around Monza. Totally unrelated to what they were talking about, but a great story nonetheless. But I love Crofty and Jenson together in the commentary box.
Clearly.
Boy. Just a little bit, because Crofty commentates and Jenson just agrees.
It's a bit of a voyage into the unknown for these cars.
It is.
There's a hairpin coming up soon, JB.
There is.
It's a lot steeper in real life than it looks on the TV.
It is.
Leclerc's making that advantage pay, isn't he, tonight?
He is.
Surely you're at an advantage.
You are.
He was in the wrong place at the right time.
Yeah, he was.
Because he can see how much closer the Ferrari is.
He can.
But he's going to be vulnerable.
He is.
Because that's going to be a safety car, surely.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is. Well done, Jenson.
I would kill for it.
Well done, Jenson. It is. He may. Wow. Way to add value, sir, for those of us who are paid in excess EasyG of 40 quid, 90 quid, again, for all the sports, all the Sky Sports packages. How very dare this dude. I would rather be Planet F1 every single day of the week trying to pay some bills by dint of a cheeky clickbait than a bloody incompetent broadcaster. It is. Add some value, Jenson. Why are you telling anecdotes that bear no relevance to the circumstance affronting you, sir? How very dare this chap. Imagine. Oh, the clickbait headline, blah, blah, blah. You've seen already the clickbait thumbs and clickbait titles of the Jenson Button videos on his employer's YouTube channel, Sky Sports F1. Why? Because they need to pay some bills. They are no different to Planet F1. What are we doing, care? Again, reserve drivers get techier than techie things because they continue this deep dive on Jenson Button's broadcasting competence or lack thereof.
Well, the only person Jenson disagrees with is Jenson.
Max has had a good first sector, but it's not a good first sector. He's actually about 4/10 down.
Of course, Crofty was in Saudi Arabia, Lukey boy, in fine form behind the mic.
It looks a better car for Lewis. I saw your old race engineer, Andrew Shelton.
Well, the only person...
Mate, he doesn't know what he's talking about, disagreeing with himself. The ad-libs don't make sense. He's adding no value out here. You would argue that Crofty might be better by himself. What are you talking about, Jenson Button? The fact that you're a one-time champion 2009 by dint of Braun's double diffuser fluke, some might say. That doesn't entitle you to enrich our viewing pleasure, especially when you're out here talking rubbish each and every single time. And the reserve drivers go deeper on this because it's techier than techie things. You guys can go back and watch this. This is nonsense. Roll the clip.
Metaphor on the twists and turns of the Jeddah circuit.
You flick left and right. It's like slalom skiing without the slope going through there.
It is.
It is. Trust Jenson to agree, Lukey boy. And Jenson even had a go at a meta formula.
A newbie.
That's what's great about Formula One right now. It's like we're...
Oh, Jenson. If you're going to do a meta formula, you've got to have a metaphor ready. That is a black and white meta formula flag. Although with that dead silence, Lukey boy, that is a great metaphor for this show. That is a perfect metaphor.
Got nothing. He's got nothing. Metaphors. He doesn't even know what the word means. Jenson absolutely Afsal needs to be carried each and every single time. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. If he were to just do his job, then he can get on his high horse and criticise some Planet F1 for some clickbait leveraging. Of course he can, but he doesn't even add value on the broadcast. He's an F1 champion, nepo baby per se, living off of his former glories that some would say he doesn't even deserve. Had Rubens Barrichello had his Weetabix that season and Sebastian Vettel had himself a car, then he wouldn't even be a champion. I don't know what he's on about, chat, and I can't take it. I'm allergic to this weird pseudo F1 intellectual snobbery, as if Jenson Button isn't out here doing exactly the same things that he accuses Planet F1 of doing. It's not very good, and I disagree with it vehemently. Good luck to you, Jenson. I hope your paymasters see this and understand the level at which you're operating, or better put, I hope Nico Rosberg decides that he can put down his private equity pen, that sustainability can wait, and that he wants himself a full-time role at the internationally syndicated Sky Sports F1 broadcast, and steals your lunch money, Jenson Button. And then you'll realise why Planet F1 are out here leveraging some clickbait, because they've got some bills to pay, and you will too, sir, without employ. It's techier than techie things, this. But I can't tolerate, nor will I stand for any form of hypocrisy, because put simply, I'm allergic to it. Go forth, Jenson Button. Do you, sir? Have at it. For I think you are, being at the very least, a hypocrite. But I digress.